We get asked on a regular basis, how do I develop a job description that actually works, it's actually helpful? Well, growing up in a faith community, we would head out for loads of different community service opportunities. Picking up trash at a community park or repainting old homes, sorting through spoiled food at a local food bank. We did that once before. And also that time in Denver when we were serving in a food line while a group of men on one side of us were smoking pot together, and on the other side of us, a knife fight broke out. Serving people who will never be able to pay you back is rewarding. But what can put a damper on community service is a lack of preparation and planning. Showing up to a service project with a whatever you bring will be helpful sort of message is far from more confusing than a message of here is exactly what we would like for you to do. When there is ambiguity, when there is confusion, the result feels like you're muddying the already murky waters of chaos without clear direction on the mission or the task that's right there in front of you and really is the thing that needs the most help. Owners are notorious for simply needing help, and they've got this myth of, well, whatever you bring will be helpful. And so what we tend to do is we tend to throw people to the wolves so they can just figure it out as they go. It's a less than ideal way of empowering others to help drive the mission of the business, and yet it's done every single day. The good news is there is a better way, a way that's more human, a way that's more kind, a way that's more visionary. What we have found is that people react to chaos, but they respond to vision and to clarity. They react to chaos, but they respond to vision and to clarity. A simple, honest, written job description is a powerful and necessary step in building clarity and vision that a new team member will require and they're in search of. So here are 4 simple ways to develop a helpful job description. First, on a sheet of paper or a document, you need to do a total brain dump. Basically, everything out of your head that you wish for this person could be able to do. And so you think, wow, God, wouldn't it be great if this person could do this and this and this and this? And it should just start to flow out of your head and get it all down on a sheet of paper. A healthy job description is just that. It is a description about the job. So what are all of the tasks and responsibilities that this role will own? What are all the little elements you would want this role to do? In a stream of consciousness, just begin to write everything down that comes to your mind. Even if it doesn't make sense, write it down. Just get it out of your head into a place that you can actually physically see it. How specific should you be? Well, the more specific the task you write out, the more clarity that you're going to bring. So, for instance, if you write down the word accounting, not very specific, so you may need to have more detail like payables, receivables, receipts, bank recs, payroll, timesheets, whatever it might be. The second step in writing a great and powerful job description is to categorize the task into 3 or 4 or 5 different groups. For instance, if you're hiring a project manager for construction, you may want to categorize your job description this way. Pre-construction, construction, closeout, team communication, those elements that they need to be aware of within the team, and also any sort of administration that they would do outside of those things. So you broke it down into different sections. Now you can take your brain dump, and underneath each one of those sections is where you'll actually add some of those items from your brain dump that you wrote in the first step. The third step into developing a job description is to add your culture, add your mission statement, your core values, and any additional narrative you would like to add for a new recruit. You want them to know. You want them to sort of hear what's in your head. So we've actually started to add an open letter to the new potential team member, providing a narrative overview of what we're looking for and also insight into our culture. So I thought I'd share a snippet with you. Here's just a couple of paragraphs. It says, we believe that business owners can have a great business and a great life. The best way to have them make time for what matters most is to liberate them from the chaos that distracts them, and that's where you come in. We're looking for, in this case, a marketing strategy and campaign manager to come in and set up the systems that will invite 100 new people per week into what we call the BOP train station so they can engage and make a decision to be liberated from chaos or not. We have good systems, good processes, and a great product, but we need someone to come in and obsess over drawing crowds of people in so they have an opportunity to know that help is available to them. So that's a little snippet. This is a massive contrast to the corporate job description that sounds more like a legal brief than it does a human document. So allow your job description to show your humanity. The fourth step in developing a job description, after you have the categories, the task, the human element, it's time to test and title the document. Read back through what you've written so that you can test it yourself. Do you feel like it brings a helpful level of detail and explanation for the role? And then send it over to a friend or a peer who has some insight into your business and allow them to read through it to see what questions or thoughts they may have. Once proofed and tested, only then do you put a job title and a job description on it. That's right, you wait till the very end. Why do we do that? Well, we put generic placeholder titles on most roles. Accounting manager, sales associate. But once you've read back over the role, what would you title the role? Regardless of what the industry suggests. Well, in our business, most businesses have sales reps. Well, what would you title the role based on what you've read? Maybe it's somebody who manages accounts. And so it's account manager, or even something more unique than that, but it's not a salesperson. So what would you title that role? Use that job title. A unique job title will help grab the attention of people and jolt them out of the cliche of hearing some generic title. So once tested and titled, it's time to market your new role. When you ask for recommendations from others, make sure not to say, hey, we're looking for an account manager or a salesperson. Instead, hey, we're looking for a person who can, and then you insert some of those specific tasks. And oh, by the way, the job role is, and then you insert the job title. Bring the full spectrum when you're sharing it with people. Because if you say we're looking for a sales rep, well, your definition of a sales rep may be very different than mine. So give me some details. This forces engagement from the person you're speaking to. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for the good old-fashioned, non-helpful response. Yeah, I'll keep my eye out. So do a brain dump. Categorize all of the tasks. Add your culture to the job description. And finally, test it and title it. This will give you a powerful job description that will grab their attention.